Hey there, Simon here from Simon Says Cycling. Hey, it's been a little while. I've been at the Tour de France. As many of you know, every year I run a bike tour there, the final week of the bike race with Gourmet Cycling Travel, another company of mine. And this year we spent 2 days in La Coquillade, the BMC Team Owners Hotel. Incredible place. And we got to ride Le Mont Ventoux, famous mountain. We were then 4 days in the Alps. We stayed just on Alpe d'Huez, 5K to go, and it was really exciting to see Quintana race past our viewing area, flying with Pinot as well. That was really super exciting, and the riding there, just amazing. Riding Alpe d'Huez, riding the Croix de Fer, so beautiful, really spectacular. And then we finished off in Paris. We watched the final stage from our private balcony, just about 1K to go, just over 1K to go, and really beautiful views of Paris, and a fun way to end off that trip. But today I want to talk about whether a rider like Chris Froome and the current generation, whether or not they are clean riders. And I do believe that a rider like Chris Froome is clean, and some of his closest rivals are potentially clean or close to being clean. And I can back that up with data. Now, if you look at Alpe d'Huez, for example, we watched Quintana and Pinot flying past our viewing area. But if you look at their times, Pinot's time on Alpe d'Huez was about 42 minutes. Quintana's best ever time is just under 40 minutes. But if you look at the all-time records in Alpe d'Huez, you'll see riders like Pantani doing 3 minutes faster. Same thing with Armstrong. And riders like Quintana and Froome are barely in the top 40 fastest times of all time. And if you look at those times, pretty much all of them are done with riders in the 90s and early 2000s. And that was the height of the EPO use. So today we have better equipment, we have better training, we have better nutrition, but yet they're going 2 to 3 minutes slower than they did 10 years ago. So I believe the reason, and it's pretty obvious, is that the sport has really cleaned up its act, and riders cannot get away with that kind of drug use anymore. So that's very encouraging. Another thing to point out is the day that Froome rode away on the climb and he took some major time in his rivals, the first big mountain, Le Pier Saint-Martin, they released his numbers there because there was some talk about the 7 watts per kilo number and that Froome must be at 7 watts per kilo like Armstrong was back in the day, which is obviously a very controversial number because it's inhuman, it would appear, to ride at that level. Well, when they released Froome's power file, he averaged just over 400 watts for about 40 minutes, right? And he's about 67 kilos. And if you work that out, that's about 5.8 watts per kilo. 5.8 watts per kilo is a long way off 7 watts per kilo. And yet he's riding away and taking some major time in his rivals in that stage with that kind of watts per kilo power. So there again, that would highlight that the current generation is clean. So very encouraging to see this. And it's really a sport that's cleaning up its act and a great sport for young kids to get involved in. Hope to see you at the tour next year.